Vocabio. Master English your way.
Out if you had to. Now, there's a very slim chance that would ever save anybody because most of
Smith railed against, whether it's Carlos Slim and the Mexican telecoms fortune, the Russian oligarchs.
You know, it's a slim novel. It's only about 175, 180 pages long, but there
He's collaborating with artists including Fatboy Slim and Skepta, and has played Coachella. In 20
chances of anything ever happening to you are so slim. And if the Electoral Commission was to investigate you, the maximum fine in Britain.
Affirming joy to think that the world will still contain cats, most likely.
Foam takeout containers and packing peanuts containing polystyrene foam, better known by the brand name.
Moving towards a contain China policy. And there are lots of...
You then have to do all that processing, contain your helium-3, return it safe.
And this universe of the possible contains solutions to the greatest challenges of humanity.
One, it attempts to expand the diversity of what people
on top of that base layer can radically expand and are rapidly expanding its transaction throughput.
But growth, but also expanding in all different areas. Semiconductors, domestic Chinese semiconductors.
Necessary matters because it expands, it contracts, and certain times it shifts.
The wristband to expand our senses in something totally new. So things like, you know,
trying to find 2 or 3 other independent ways of verifying that one piece of information. And sometimes when you're dealing with Russian structured,
I could better verify what they were saying and show people what they were experiencing.
Which means that anyone can audit it, anyone can verify it, it's totally transparent.
All their users are right to verify themselves if they choose to do so. Most of the platforms offer that.
Users' compliance can be observed, hopefully verified also by the others involved.
Because if we opt out of play based on what we labor force, where the Foxconn workers opted for 3 shifts a night, that
adopted, not because his parents opted for a different destiny. He was
own real identity and has instead just opted to sort of bring into its movement the worst.
Once they got over the shock, though, by and large, people opted for somewhere between 70 to 95%.
Because you're looking like you want to fight. So he commenced to taking off his utility belt. He took off his
well, I want to commence with philanthropy, and that doesn't mean...
Bush lashed out against terrorism and commenced a global war on terror. The British public was conned.
That either procedure commences, donors have lost consciousness and they will never regain it.
Just before the hostilities commenced, I was actually in Kiev doing...
And given where those are located, i.e. in America, isn't there a sort of big danger that...
Which is located across the street. The people that own...
in the United States. They then located winners of the green card lottery, and they told them...
Circular Economy Manufacturing, located on Governor's Island, is proving all of it could...
Hotspot for having a heart attack is located on chromosome 9, shown here with these blue dots.
They are very different, but also very exciting. So I don't have like a normal...
Which is a comedic action-adventure world. I'm excited to explore all 3 of these.
That can be a really good motivator if you can bring, and I'm really excited about AI movements in this, where you can generate your future selves because it makes everything...
Discuss this with you, and so exciting to see the book out in the public sphere. I strongly recommend...
Wrong with it and how to put it to rights. And we thought, this is awful. It's the red tablet. So we put it back into dialogue.
A view of the world that has been, that the Brits invented in the 19th century worked a bit...
Russia is not like China. China invented bureaucracy 5,000 years ago.
We're going to run out of oil. Did we run out of oil? No, we invented fracking. Improvements in energy efficiency.
No, we don't know what we're doing. We're doing something we've never done before. We're inventing this place to go no one's ever been before, called the future.
Context, and not say, oh, Picasso invented this language because he, you know, it's actually saying, no.
For the enslaved people who are waiting transit from there. And the next picture shows what...
Treatments awaiting approval.
But let's say you're not comfortable with changing your DNA.
Sure, faces all aglow. Eager minds await the words. Sparks of thought ignite.
A hall with thousands more awaiting a word outside. And then
whole new possibilities await. The next Disney won't be
giant starfish, and in a corner, somewhat more tucked away and less attended by the kids, are a collection.
Low, flat-roofed, concrete and wood building. It's tucked into the sand dunes at Cape.
I want to tuck into some of the issues that you bring up in your book in just a moment.
Or maybe they might tuck some money away under a mattress or in a
cart, and then he would walk around with his little arms tucked into his shirt right until bedtime. He was a bit of a method actor.
Loss, and I don't mean that in a depressing way. I mean loss very...
Warren Beatty, in which he's a senator who's so depressed he takes a hit out on himself, and this liberates him.
Don't get too depressed.
Yes, my question is to the first panelist. I'm sorry if I don't remember names.
Doing, rather than just be depressed by the negativity that is so often prevalent in the discussion.
Yes, it is a really long and depressing list. So we've talked a little bit about why you think Putin may have invaded.
Complex. It generates its own energy, and he walked me through it.
The whole Bitcoin network currently generates more than 140 quintillion, that's 180 countries. The WhatsApp app generates $5 to $10 billion a year in annual revenue. So when
for us in 2013 has generated over 3 million YouTube views. So this really isn't one.
Apart from the profits that it's generating, it's also generating huge sums in income tax.
Having the right institutions and binding people to those norms gives leaders a lot of power to make change.
Random prompts, if you're in a creative bind, you can read them. So there's dozens of them. And
that there is less oxytocin binding. Oxytocin is that,
revive a shared sense of the ideals that bind us together, and that will make it more likely.
It just fascinated me. Geography writ large was my binding interest and driving interest from a very
big changes in the ways that humans have communicated, from the printing press to photography. I mean, there were...
Here is how we communicate, beat him in communication terms. It's very easy.
We have got to start communicating like he does. And let's be honest, a 17-year-old...
The freedom of all of us humans to communicate with each other. I got the chance to spend a few weeks, the kind of people that you're working with, how to communicate all that in order to de-escalate.
The course of history, and Putin reacted in the way he did, and his background in the case.
So you've got to be able to react, but addressing the team, and again, it's the
pick up. And I'm interested in how you've reacted to this in your work. Is that we entered a generation of politicians,
and the way the world reacted to that. Of course, it's a different war, it's a different region.
Can't help but just react to her paintings. I mean, they're just extraordinary. They're towering. They're huge.
Has been undermined. You both set out to explain and propose what to do about it.
Is Anthrovision, how anthropology can explain business and life, and she's a former academic.
Through. So before we start, I'm going to explain briefly how this session is going to work.
Where Agent Smith is explaining to Morpheus.
You, Grace, can you explain to us, Dave, the difference between a design problem
and author of several amazing books on war, weapons, government secrets.
From a basketball game, maybe it's like an amazing, dunk or a pass or whatever it is.
I have two amazing parents that instilled a lot of values in me. My mother is
AI, and is the author of the amazing blog on AI called Interconnects. I am forever grateful for this amazing country, for this amazing life.
In the acknowledgements, you thank someone for nearly persuading you that the whole idea...
Still, nevertheless, try and persuade you that sanctions are an effective tool. We should stay...
Voted Trump
and might be persuaded that actually the Biden presidency can work.
I think he will support the confidence, and I'm sure they persuaded Donald Trump that that's in principle a good idea. But this is
engage with others so that you can persuade, have a give and take as a society and a collective, come up with better ideas.
Not to keep loving that and admiring that. And so it makes for, I think,
Today, you're a much loved and admired member of the international cricket broadcasting community.
Said, you know, he's fascinated by Putin. He really admires him. He likes what he's doing. And in the West, you have now famously
of rulers they no longer admired, and what can we learn from them?
Yes, you are an incredible environmentalist and campaigner. I've admired you for many years, and I think you're
Vocabio, available in Google Play. Download, discover, improve your English.